Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Anthony. This video is specifically for first-time home buyers, and this is for people that are applying for mortgages. You could also be a first-time home buyer that have cash and you just purchase the house all in cash. But again, this video is specifically for first-time home buyers seeking for a mortgage, getting the pre-approval, and then eventually making an offer and hopefully purchasing that home. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. And please keep in mind that we are still under the COVID situation, and so this is why we're doing it at home. So let's just find out why you want to buy the house in the first place. Is it for personal reasons? Are you trying to purchase this home as an investment property to further expand your long-term engagements with your income? Or is this a type of gift that you want to purchase for a family or a friend? Because essentially a house is a stock and you can pass it on to anyone that you prefer. What kind of house would you love? What kind of criteria are you looking for? So like, is it the number of rooms that you're looking for? Is it like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom type of studio? Or is it like a 7-bedroom, 5-bathroom mansion? Does location matter to you? So is it like the zip code, the city, or the state that you prefer to live in? Is the primary concern for you the pricing of the house? Because again, if it's an investment property, then obviously you want it to be as low as possible, hoping that you buy it, hold it, and eventually get huge gains later on into the future. Or you just want to purchase it at a lower price, or you think that this is your dream home and the higher price justifies the house that you're seeking it for. Is it a 1-story? Is it a 2-3-story house? Is it a single-family home? Is it a condo? Are you searching for a mobile home or a duplex? Again, we talk about investment properties and a primary. So primary is the house that you are going to claim as your primary residence. And I'll get into why that matters in this next slide. But essentially, we want to know if it's an investment or if it's for primary purposes. So what is a mortgage? So a mortgage, if we break it down into the roots of the word, mort is death, gage is a loan, so it's essentially a death loan. So let's just go ahead and say that is a home loan. It's a really long-term commitment. It could be anywhere between 5-30 years for this loan, depending on what kind of loan that you get. So how do you get it? That's what we're going to look into today. Your first point of contact should be a realtor or a real estate agent that can point you into the right direction once you sign them as your representative. So contact your local brokerage. Try to get with a realtor that you find as a reliable source. Interview them, see how they are on a daily basis, and then see if they can show you a list of lenders that you would be comfortable working with. So for me personally, I love using DirectQM. You guys can choose like Bank of America, Chase, wherever. Are there different kinds of loans available? Yes, there are. So depending on which kind of loan you're going for. So FHA have different requirements from conventional, VA, and non-conventional. And when I say and more, it really depends on the term of the loan that you're looking for. So when I said like the 15-year loan, there's an ARM, which is an adjustable rate mortgage, and there's a 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed. You can have an ARM to a fixed, and then refi. There's a whole bunch of different types of loans. So what are the typical loan requirements for a buyer in this day and age for the market? So an FHA requires a 3.5% down, a conventional requires 20% down, an investment property requires 25%, and VA can be up to 0% down. Definitely reach out to your liaison and see if they can get you the information that you need for a VA loan. For all the other loans, your typical mortgage broker, your typical banker can show you what your requirements are for the other three. Also there's hard money loan too, and that is a total different topic that we can talk about in in a total different video. So let's go, for example, the conventional 20% down, because that's the normal industry standard. Typically, if you want to be in a higher tier, which means have lower interest rates or qualify for the interest rates that most banks or most mortgage brokers issue out there, you want to have 720 credit scores and above. And of course, the higher the credit score, the better. But again, it really depends on which kind of loan you're going with, because FHA requires a 580 at the lowest possible minimum. And if it goes lower than 580, then you would have to put a higher down payment than 3.5%. So you have to have your documents ready. You need to have your 2-year tax return and your 2 most recent pay stubs, so that your mortgage broker or your banker or your realtor can submit these documents in to calculate your DTI. And we'll talk about DTI in a different video, but DTI is your debt to income ratio, and basically the limit is 43%. So the time frame for you to close on a deal should be 1 week at the quickest that it should be done, because it's a 1-week wait period mandated by the law, where you need to have 3 days for the loan estimate for the first 3 days. Then you have 1 day to wait, and then you have the last 3 days for the closing disclosure. So the loan estimate is the first 3 days, and basically it means that on day 1, you submit your loan document, all the information that the lender needs in order to give you a pre-approval. They have 3 days to issue you a loan estimate, and if they don't, then there's some legal repercussions. But basically, the first 3 days they give you that loan estimate, and with that loan estimate, you can shop around. You can go to some of these sellers that are posting it on the MLS. You can see like open house signs. You can use that loan estimate to tell these sellers, like, hey, my lender is willing to give me a certain amount of money, and I think that I can afford to buy your house, and this is how much I'm offering you. But what you really want is the closing disclosure, because the closing disclosure says the actual numbers that you can work with. The loan estimate is just an estimate of the numbers that you can work with. So keep that in mind. The closing disclosure is the golden paper that you want to use as a pre-approval. So some of the reasons to get a pre-approval are just to get an advantage on the market. Because if you don't have your pre-approval letter and you go shopping, once it's hit the market, you have to check the days on market. And in San Jose, California, as of August 2020, the typical house that's being listed gets sold within a little over a week. Just for you to get the pre-approval letter is 1 week. So by the time that you see a house, it's probably going to be sold before you finally get that pre-approval. That's why time is a huge advantage to you in a negotiation for the offer, because once you do that pre-approval, you get that 7 days ahead of your competition, and so that gives you the leg up on your competition. And how many days you can shop is determined by your lender. That depends. It's typically 30 to 90 days, but definitely check up with the lender that you're working with. So a lock-in rate, you're stuck with that number. But if your lender offers you a float down, I would definitely take advantage of the float down, because a lock-in rate means that you're going to be stuck with that rate. And if the rate starts to drop for some reason, let's say you locked in at 3.5%. and your lender is offering a float down for 3%, which is the current price, then that float down just saved you 0.5% on your interest. But if they don't offer it, then that's unfortunate. I wouldn't switch another lender, because you just went through the entire process with them, because it's just more of a time disadvantage for you if you do that. But then again, I would definitely overlook the entire thing. Talk with your realtor, see what they think, what's the best interest for you. And so when you wait to get your pre-approval, it's a less attractive offer than if you were to actually get the pre-approval. It's going to take a little bit more time for you to get that solid offer, sent to the seller for them to consider you as a reliable offer compared to someone that already went through the pre-approval. Or even worse, if someone's a cash buyer, then they have an even larger leg up on the offer than they do with you. So the best reason for you to get a pre-approval is so that you save yourself time and you make your offer look way more attractive to the seller compared to the other buyers that are also trying to buy that house. Again, it's a competition. You're not the only one that's trying to buy that house. So what now? Here's the checklist I want for you guys. I want you to figure out what kind of house you want to buy. Because once you know what kind of house you want to buy, then you can see how much the purchasing price is, and then you can see how much the loan amount is going to be. So, for example, if it's an $850,000 house, assuming with the 20% down payment, that means you're paying $170,000 in cash to cover for that amount. And so when you apply for the loan, that means that you're paying for about $670,000 for the loan amount. And so it's not the entire $850. It's actually minusing the down payment that you put in. So it's less than you think. Gather all your paperwork so that once you do get in contact with the realtor, they refer you to their lender, to the bank that they want you to use, or they think that, here's an entire list that you should probably go with because they are something that realtor has been working with the entire time. And the more ready that you are with your paperwork, the faster you can get your loan. So once you get in contact with that mortgage broker, just ask them or ask the realtor, what's the pre-approval requirements for that lender or for the product that you're looking for. And then once you get that pre-approval, you're pretty much good to go shopping, and hopefully at that point you find the house that you're looking for, you submit an attractive offer, and you're able to buy that house. So after all that's said and done, my name's Anthony. Here's my contact information. Reach out to me if you guys have any questions about purchasing a house for the first time. We will talk about credit. We will talk about cash buyers. We will talk about many of the mortgage products that are currently available. But this video is just meant to be an introduction for all the first-time home buyers applying for a mortgage in order to make an offer for their first home. So hopefully you guys stick around. I will have more videos available, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.